we bean, who we're going to give tribute to in about 5 minutes, like we do every Wednesday night. But man, after the Dodgers have fell short for multiple years, I think the past 4 years, they've been right there on the cusp of getting this championship. Is this the beginning of a dynasty for them? They've already been labeled a powerhouse. I mean, the team they're good every year as of late.
Yeah, I think it was a long time. I think it's been a long time coming here. Like you said, these past 4 years that they've been right there in the mix and just could not get over the hump. Everything lined up for them this year, and they took total advantage of it. I watched that game last night, man, up until maybe about, I think it was the fifth or sixth inning when he replaced Snell, the starting pitcher, their ace pitcher. And I totally disagreed with what they did, in replacing him, because the guy was pitching a gem. He had a one-hitter going, no runs, and no walks. The guy get his second, a batter comes up, I forget who it was, the ninth batter in the order, got a base hit, and he rushes out there on the mound to replace him. And I was like, what are you doing? This guy, it was one out.
Analytics failed him.
Yes, it did. It was like he already had his game plan in mind. If we get to this point, I'm replacing him, blah, blah, blah. And it was deja vu for me all over again, because to me, I felt like that's what Snitker did with the Braves when I think it was game 5, when the Braves were up 3-1 and Shane Green was on the mound, pitching a really good game. The guy had a base hit. Next thing you know, Snit running to the mound, taking him out. The next pitcher after that, they just started teeing off. And the Dodgers won every game after that to go to the World Series, and the Braves never recovered. So last night, watching Tampa Bay's Skip do it, I was like, I left. As soon as he did it, I knew what was going on. I was like, man,
it's a wrap.
That was a wrap. That's what the Dodgers, that's what good hitting teams wait on. Like, they want to get to your bullpen. We might not be able to hit your starter, but if you don't put up enough runs on us by the time we get to your bullpen, you're going to pay a price. And that's exactly what they did, man. Mookie Betts came in and teed off, and it just kept going. I think, what the score wound up being, 3-1?
3-1.
Yeah, great game up until about the 6-7 innings. So, shouts out to the Dodgers. They get all the credit. They showed up. They played absolutely great baseball throughout the playoffs. They showed no fear, even when they were down against the Braves 3-1. They came roaring back to win 3 straight. And like I say, the rest is history, man. I'm totally impressed with those guys. As far as a dynasty, I think it may be in order. The Dodgers have always had a great organization. This is their first series since '88. It's been a while. 32 years. So they have the personnel. They got Mookie Betts locked in for maybe another 11 seasons. So a lot of those young guys over there, man, I think, and they got one of the highest payrolls anyway, as it is. I think it's probably in order. Maybe they win one more, maybe dynasty talk. Right now, with just one in the pocket, I don't know.
You can't say they got a dynasty right now. Clearly, after one championship, no team gets that label. But they do have the makings of continuing this thing on. Mookie got a 12-year extension, so he ain't going nowhere. But if you look at the rest of their contracts, Kershaw's there at least until 2022. He'll be a free agent, but I'm pretty sure they're going to sign him back. Then you got Cody Bellinger. He's up for arbitration, so he's just working on money. Same thing for Seager. And Justin Turner, he's going to be a free agent this year. They're going to have to work on something for him right now, but everybody else is pretty much locked in as far as their key players. So, I think they'll definitely make a run at repeating.
Oh, yeah.
They can. There's no reason that they couldn't jump right back in this thing. And they've been right there on the cusp of it the past 4 seasons.
Oh, yeah. Like I say, man, they got the personnel. They got a lot of young talent. To me, the Braves are the same way, minus the skipper. They have a lot of good, hot, young talent that they have.
Don't make me do this.
Huh?
Don't make me do this talking about the Braves.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's the coaching. That's the only thing that's missing with that. To me, that's the difference in the team. Maybe we might be missing a one starting pitcher, and better decision making with the skip in the dugout. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like he had a problem with managing our pitching anyway, and it just showed in this Dodger series.
I mean, they just can't finish. I mean, that's the whole thing. I'm not even going to do y'all like that today. They just can't ever finish for whatever reason. It's unknown.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, with 2 LA teams winning now, with this ridiculous 2020, it's like the whole city of LA is really coming together, and like they sports teams are balling for Kobe. Well, what are the chances that you get the Rams to follow this thing up? And they're 5-2. They looking pretty good right now. They're not the favorites, but they're definitely not being scoffed at.
That's right.
And could they run all 3 this season?
They might, but we gonna do the tribute.
Oh, my bad. Count them down. Count them down. It is 8:24.
3, 2, 1. Kobe! Yeah, the Black Mamba rest in power, bro. They rep for you this year. The LA still doing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we was talking about him.
Yeah.
I forgot to take the shot.
I thought you were trying to tie it in, so I was like, but you kept going. So, okay, all right. Let him know. You know, we got to get that tribute. But, yeah, man. The Rams, I think it's a long shot. You know, we're looking at some of the better teams in the league right now, but anything can happen. The season's still young. So I wouldn't rule them out, man. They may be playing with that Kobe chip on their shoulder as well, you know. So stay tuned. LA doing it.
With what we've seen, a defense can take you to the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like they did go to the Super Bowl just 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't lost everybody. I don't know how they keep rotating players like this, but they still got a pretty nice roster over there. So, I mean, look out for them. I would not pick the Rams to go to the Super Bowl because we clearly just told you Tampa Bay is coming out of the NFC.
What up, Dr.
But the Rams might be right there on deck for them, though.
Sharich.
So, man, we're gonna take this quick break to pay these bills, get the sponsors, and then your public service announcement is coming. So y'all get ready. We'll give you just that few extra seconds to get that popcorn out the microwave as it's coming.
Yeah. Hey, well, check this out. Did you want to say anything about Magic, man, and how he's affiliated with these winning organizations like that? The Dodgers, part owner. Lakers, part owner. Sparks, part owner.
Yeah, Magic is doing his thing.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? He's, whatever he touches and has his hand involved with, man, it seemed like it turned to gold, man. That guy, hey, shout out to Magic, man, for being on the winning side. You know what I mean? And that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight here on Petty Sports Wednesday night edition, brought to you by Kings Broadcasting Studios. We love the fact that you guys are here, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you guys and Fees as well. So big shouts out to D Banks, who can't be here tonight, and Lele. They'll be here next week, so you stuck with us. Feel free to call in. You know what I'm saying? 678-871-9602. That's the Petty Sports line, 678-871-9602. Call in. What say you? That's how you can be a part of the show. Are we on Facebook? Okay, Facebook is giving us some technical difficulties this week, so we are on YouTube. Of course, if you're already watching, feel free. We ask you to share the link on your Facebook page. So maybe people can come over and join the show as well. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. All of this is brought to you by Kings Broadcasting Studios. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes, sir. So, man, what y'all been waiting on? Next up on the docket is these New England Patriots. But before we get into the struggles that Cam is having and what it's looking like here with the team at 5-2, all you need to be addressed. For the people that have been rocking with me, you going back and forth, we've been talking sports, talking all the trash here and there. I don't care what y'all have to say. Y'all can talk as much trash as y'all want to, and most of y'all did, because that's what we do. It's you newfound football fans that have just come all out the woodworks on my Facebook, my Instagram, texting, calling. Ain't never talked a lick of football in your entire life. How long you been waiting to say something? I don't even know who your team is. If you don't ever talk about anything, you don't get to gloat about this. The folks that's been waiting have been patiently waiting because I've been giving it to them. So I, by all means, got to sit here and take it. It's all G. But, man, y'all are not about to go on this campaign and like, oh, let's go say something to Fees. Ooh, he ain't talking about the Patriots now. You ain't never been talking about nothing. And we ain't even really we haven't figured out what exactly is going on with the team yet anyway. So now that we've gotten there, we can actually break down what's happening. So check it out. Cam is not playing well. He's got 969 yards, which got him at 29th in the league in passing. Only 2 touchdowns, which I have no earthly idea how that's not last. It's 31st with only 2 to 7 interceptions. So 2 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, not even 1,000 yards. I mean, that's pretty abysmal. But passing yards has never really been his thing. He's not really been able to crank up the running either. But he did look good in the first 3 games before he went out with COVID. He missed 2 weeks worth of practice, and we really don't know how that affected him to just walk back out on the field after having COVID. We don't know what the after effects of that are. I mean, he seems healthy. He looks healthy, but we don't really know what's popping with Cam. So it's like, hey, we'll just have to stand by and see that. In the meantime, yes, it looks terrible. Those last 2 games, we could explain the Denver game somewhat because he had just come back. The San Francisco game, worst loss in the Bill Belichick era. The team has not lost like that in 20 years. The 21st century has not seen a Patriots team lose 33-6. So, I mean, this is an anomaly on major proportions. There's no way I see that continuing. And the defense is 12th in the league in points allowed. And they're giving up all kind of rushing yards. They're 27th in rush, but it's a combination of things. When the offense is playing bad, the defense can only do so much. And if you do remember, the Patriots had 8 players to opt out. Most notable of which would be Dante Hightower, the captain of the defense, and then Patrick Chung, who's been a starting safety for years. So you got a second-year linebacker replacing the team captain on defense, and a rookie replacing Patrick Chung, along with 2 offensive linemen. So now all of these could sound like excuses, but they're absolutely parts of the reason why they're looking so bad, on top of the fact that the team was not able to practice. Like, it wasn't just Cam. The team didn't practice. You had all these opt-outs. You lost players on both sides of the ball. And clearly we knew that there were deficiencies at the wide receiver position last season. That's why Brady was fighting to get out of there. He had no one to throw the ball to. They led the league in drops, and they're right back on track to do it again this year. So, I mean, it's a whole lot going on with the whole New England situation. What's not going to happen? They're not going to blow the team up. They're not tanking for Trevor. That's not what's going on. They got to figure out what's going to work moving forward. Next season, all the opt-outs are back. We have more cap space than any team in the league. You got to get some of these young folks, the young guys, they got to get their experience. They're going to get in. They're going to actually start balling. I mean, clearly the team ain't looking good. And even winning the division or making the playoffs sounds like a farce right now, and I'd be lying to you if I said, they're going to turn it around and still take out the Bills to win AFC East. Probably not going to happen. But they're not going to be 2-14. The team will not continue to look like this, and if you think they are, then you're just stupid. Bill Belichick is entirely too good a coach, and the roster is not so bad that they will lose all of these games. Still play the Jets twice. Come on now. They're not going to lose to everyone. So did y'all pump y'all brakes? And for those of you who have been continually attempting to come for me, I urge you to stop. Because if you keep going, then I'm going to really have to come for you. I'll come for you. I'm going to come for your team. There's no way that your raggedy team has won enough of anything for you to come for me. Y'all was talking green.
Shots fired!
Y'all was acting like the team was washed and done last season. We was trying before. Like, you lost to the Titans. Yeah, they did kind of make it to the AFC Championship game. So y'all will see. Just keep on watching. It's going to keep coming. I'm going to keep coming in here with my Pats hat on. You're going to keep seeing me on Facebook. And for all of y'all, as soon as they start to turn it around, I'm going to start hunting y'all. I ain't never seen you say anything before, so I will look for you when it turns around. Then you're really going to see how petty I can be. All these folks around here like, man, y'all about disgusted with y'all.
Huh? I mean, shit. Call in 678
871.
9602. You know what I'm saying? Quit being keyboard thugs out there. Get your opinion heard and whatever you want to say out here, man. You know, I don't know if New England should throw in the towel or not. I still think it's a whole lot of football left, like I said earlier when I was talking about Cam. Not looking good if he continues to do what he's doing and playing like he's playing. It's going to be a terrible road to go for the rest of the season. But right now, he still has time to make the playoffs and have a good run and potentially find another job next season somewhere, whether it's with New England or not. But he has to show up. We talked about him earlier in the season when the season first started. You have to win the games you're supposed to win. If you're not winning the games you're supposed to win, okay, they expect you to win all your games. But the teams that you're supposed to legitimately beat, you have to win those games.
Yeah.
You know, he just, it was like he didn't have it. It looked like he had the COVID. He looked terrible. I don't even know if I ever seen Cam look that bad.
Yeah, he admitted it in the press conference.
Yeah, man. I don't know what was going on with him, man. I hope he figures it out to get on the good foot. I like Cam. I want to see him do well. I don't give a crap if he's with New England or not. I just like the kid, man. I like him as a quarterback, and I want to see him do good things over there. He has an opportunity to do something special with his career, to revamp it and get off on the good foot. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Don't lose confidence. Lose the confidence of your coach, Bill, because that's somebody that can really help you. You know, just come in and do your job, kid.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think he can get it together. If he can come back and make a good showing for the second half of the season, he can do enough to keep his job out there. So long as he shows that he actually can get it done, even if they don't make the playoffs this year, with all the players coming back and the money that they'll have to build around him moving into the next season, I still don't see any reason why he can't keep his job.
I agree.
I mean, what are the alternatives? Jarrett Stidham?
Please don't
Brian
go off.
Hoyer?
Don't go off on Jarrett Stidham again, man.
I mean, he came in the fourth quarter for all young. We want to see what Stidham can do. Stidham still sucks.
You saw it firsthand, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely hot garbage.
I mean, I don't know how many times we need to see that. I mean, we know Cam doesn't look like himself. We know Stidham has never looked like anything other than the scrub that he is. He shouldn't even be the backup there. It's sad.
When you're talking about rebuilding, I don't know, I guess we got a little time tonight since it's just us two. Did we even want to mention Atlanta and their options? A lot of people wanting to see Julio get traded for a higher draft pick, perhaps. I don't think it's going to happen. Everybody else, nobody's job is safe except for Ryan and Julio, in my opinion, right now. They're not going to get rid of those two until the new GM and the coach that they secure finally gets in place. But for me, I wouldn't mind having him trade, for some high draft picks. Don't know if you'll get a good high draft pick for him with the money that he's owed. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot of money. He's an older receiver. Don't know if you'll get what you want for Julio.
I mean, it's a dangerous move. I mean, you could really hit the jackpot and get a nice high draft pick and really do some rebuilding by moving him. But on the flip side, are you that sure that Calvin Ridley is able to be the number one guy?
I believe he can hold his own, man. I think I've seen enough to think that he can hold a job down. I believe so.
And then when he starts drawing the other team's best DB and getting double coverage all game, is he still going to be able to do that? And is the rest of the wide receiving core going to be able to step up in his place? He'll essentially end up being like Juju. Mm-hmm. Juju looked like a world beater while AB was out there. And as soon as he was gone, everybody turned to look at Juju. It's like, oh, okay, like you're good, but you ain't him.
I think for most of your top receivers, that's something that they have to deal with. You're going to always draw the double coverage. Unless you're somebody like Randy Moss, Jerry Rice,
But the dudes we talking about, I mean, Julio and Antonio Brown are on that status.
I get it.
The second man, the next man up ain't that.
I don't know, man. I think it's a question mark. The jury's still out
You know, he's looking good, but I don't know if he's looking like take over for Julio good.
I don't know if he's been in that position. I think he had 1 or 2 games so far this season where he had to be out there the whole game by himself. Did pretty well. I forget what team it was against, but he held his own, had some decent numbers. He did his job, you know, but for 16 games, can he do it?
Yeah.
And with his supporting cast, like you said.
Defenses.
Yeah, and if your supporting cast can carry their load to make it worth your while to have those double team coverages. So,
yeah, I mean, that'd be a tall order, but if they put him on the trade block, there are people who would definitely go for him.
I don't think they'll give up high draft prospects for him, though.
It depends on who it is and how much draft capital they've got. I mean, before the last 2 weeks, I would have said New England would have definitely jumped at a wide receiver like that, but at this point, that probably wouldn't make sense either. There's too much to fix.
Yeah. Especially the way Cam is looking right now. You don't want to just dump everything into an uncertain situation with the quarterback. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't jump on that. Not just yet.
Okay.
So, man, we're going to keep it football, man. We shifting gears from the Atlanta Falcons. I didn't think we was going to talk about them today. But we're going to move on into these Pittsburgh Steelers. And boys are 6-0. Last undefeated team left in the NFL. So before we talk about what we think about them and their Super Bowl odds, what are the chances they run the table? Is it possible Pittsburgh could go 16-0?
I don't think so, man. They face Baltimore this week. They have to play them again
2 more times, yeah.
They have to face the Colts. That's a hard order. That's a hard order for them right now. That's a hard, tall order right now. I think they play the Rams too. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look.
No, the Rams aren't on the schedule.
Okay.
They got Baltimore twice. They got Buffalo, Cincinnati twice. They got to play Cleveland again at the end of the season. They got the Colts, the Cowboys,
they got
and the Washington football team.
They got like 6 or 7 games that they're going to probably absolutely win. But the Colts and the Ravens are what they're looking at to say whether or not they can run the table.
Buffalo's going to be a tough matchup.
Yeah, Buffalo will.
And just for teams that actually know how to play them, that seems like, oh, there's no way this team will beat them. The Jacksonville Jaguars give the Pittsburgh Steelers pure hell. Jacksonville has Pittsburgh's number the same way the Dolphins have had the Patriots' number for years. Gardner Minshew has had awesome games against Pittsburgh. And every quarterback who's been there, Blake Bortles looked like a world beater playing against Pittsburgh. Whatever it is about them, they know how to play them. So, I mean, I wouldn't just walk right over that Jacksonville matchup just because of what they have over this hanging over their head. You know, all Steeler fans know it. They're petrified of playing them. They're like, I don't care how bad they are, they usually beat us, though.
That's right. I think they have a good chance, though, being in the top 3 coming out of the AFC, though. I really think they have an opportunity to be one of those top-seeded teams. Do they play Tennessee?
They just played Tennessee on Sunday.
That's right. That's who they beat.
Yeah.
That's right.
They jumped up big. Tennessee walked them down, and then Gostkowski, in Stephen Gostkowski fashion, blew another field goal that would have sent them in overtime. I mean, the way the game had swayed in the second half with the momentum, if they had gone into overtime, then Tennessee would have won that game. If Pittsburgh played Tennessee again, I would take Tennessee.
Wow.
I mean, Pittsburgh has put up a nice record through 6 games. Their defense is first in the league in total yards allowed and 6 in points allowed per game. The offense, they're 6th in points per game, but they're not really putting up yards like that in either way. I mean, rushing, they're 11th, and then passing, they're 23rd. So it's their defense is creating scoring opportunities is what we're seeing.
And we
also have to take into account that their defense beat the Giants, the Broncos, the Texans, the Eagles, the Browns, and then the Titans walked them down. And the Eagles walked them down too. Those games were really close. They beat the Texans by a touchdown. They beat the Broncos by like 3 points. It was like 3 or 4 points. Like they were in tight games with all of these teams that are not very good football teams. So moving forward, you got 2 matchups against Baltimore. You got a Cincinnati team that's been battling every week, and that's a division rival that they got to play twice. So I wouldn't be surprised if they split games with Cincinnati. I mean, that could absolutely happen. Buffalo could definitely beat them. I mean, because they start playing better teams, this record is going to start coming down a bit. I'm not saying they're going to lose 6 of their last 10 games. That's just outlandish. The teams they play aren't good enough for them to lose that many of them.
Right.
But at 6-0, I could definitely see them finishing around 12-4.
And your boy Big Ben, you know, he's standing tall so far. You know, you give him a hard time about lasting for a whole season, and so far so good. He's showing up every week.
Oh, that's because they're running the ball. He's not throwing that football.
Yeah, like you said, they're 23rd in the passing. So I mean,
he's not doing a lot of throwing. He doesn't have very many yards. Like Big Ben is not tearing anything up. They're running the football well, and they're playing strong defense against a bunch of weak football teams.
And that's why I don't want to give them the nod about running the table, because when you play those better defenses like Baltimore, Buffalo, you know what I'm saying, the Colts, you're going to see a different Pittsburgh, I believe, because right now they're one-dimensional, like you say. All they're doing is running the ball, and you're going to have to be able to spread the field with
and
teams like
their
that.
run defense looks like it's better than it is because of who they've played against. I mean, they were able to shut down Saquon, but they just stacked the box on him the whole game. Like that was the only game plan that the Giants had. Like it was unfair to him the way they deployed him. I mean, Melvin Gordon had a decent game against them. The Texans are just a straight dumpster fire.